Hi, this is Debbie from Organic Oasis, California in Zone 9B. We're about a week away from Thanksgiving and I'm starting to prepare some of my recipes. And I grew this cute little pumpkin this year. Every year I grow these little pumpkins and I use them for decoration. And my daughter always says, why don't you bake a pie or something with them? So last year I attempted to roast my pumpkin in the oven and forgot about it and ended up burning it up. So this year I'm gonna go ahead and roast it in a 400-degree oven and make a puree out of it. And I plan to use this in either a pumpkin creme brulee recipe or pumpkin rolls, dinner rolls. So stick with me. I will go ahead and this will be a two-part video. I'll go ahead and make the mashed pumpkin and then I'll make the recipe, do another video with either the creme brulee or the pumpkin rolls. Thanks for watching. So the first thing you do is cut your pumpkin in half, which I actually did that ahead of time. So you basically I just took my knife and I cut it right down the middle and voila, I have my two pieces of pumpkin. The next step is to go ahead and take out all the pumpkin seeds. You can save the pumpkin seeds for roasting. Okay, we have the pumpkin cut in half and the seeds scooped out. I have my seeds here and I may roast them to use them as a snack. I may actually just compost them. But the next step, we need to pour some olive oil in and just brush a little bit of this with olive oil. I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit inside here. Just drizzle it in and just brush it around. So I've looked at recipes for cooking the pumpkin whole or cooking it in half like this. And the difference is if you cook it whole, supposedly it steams the inside of the pumpkin and the pumpkin stays nice and orange. And if you cut it in half like this, it more caramelizes the pumpkin and the pumpkin will change color. So we will see what happens, we'll find out. But here we've got the olive oil on it. Now we're gonna put the pumpkin face down like this. And we're gonna put it in the oven on 350 for 45 minutes. The pumpkin is out of the oven. And I just left it for an hour or so to cool, so it's easier to work with. But as I turn it over, you can see it has caramelized. It's kind of browned a little bit. So now what I want to do is scoop this out of here. It's coming out really easily. And I'm just going to stick it in my Vitamix here. I'm going to stick it in the Vitamix, and then I'm going to puree it in the Vitamix with a little water if necessary. This will go into the compost bin outside. Possibly I'll put this in my worm bin. It needs some water, some liquid. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour in some filtered water. I'm gonna start off with maybe a 1/4 cup. Okay, so I blended this pumpkin in my blender, in my Vitamix, and I added a little bit of water, just a 1/4 cup. I don't want to liquefy it too much, but it only took a 1/4 cup, and then I had to use my tool to push it to get it to blend up. But look how nice this looks. So now I'm just going to scoop it into my pint bell jars. Now, people could comment on this and say the color looks different than when you purchase a store-bought one. And that's just the way it is. We're not used to seeing homegrown vegetables processed the way that we're processing them when we process our organic vegetables at home. We're just used to seeing things that come from a can, and a lot of times they add things to them to change the color. This is real pumpkin growing in my organic garden, and it's not the dark bright orange, and maybe it's because it's a different kind of pumpkin, but this is going to be the most delicious organic pumpkin, and I'm going to use it to either do creme brulee or rolls. I haven't made up my mind yet. I will make another video. But there's nothing better than organic, homegrown, with no additives. So the mashed pumpkin is done. I'm super excited. So I was able to grow a pumpkin and roast the pumpkin and get the pumpkin out of the pumpkin shell, mash it in my Vitamix, and now I get to use this. I'll probably even be able to, I only need a cup for the creme brulee and a cup for the pumpkin rolls, so I'll probably be able to use both of these. So if you're interested to know how they turn out and maybe even make the recipe yourself, follow Organic Oasis California and stay tuned. And in the next few days, I'll be baking with this.